So, welcome to CK3 again. We are the Hausa. We are this big bit over here. We are on a quest for the achievement to basically convert everyone in Africa to our religion after reforming it. Let's have a quick review of the achievement rules again, because there's nothing less fun than realizing halfway through that you're not going to do the achievement. Foregathers, thank you very much for the follow. It is appreciated. So we are in fact going for Mother of Us All. We started as Magajiva Daura. We have reformed an African pagan faith, and we just need to convert all counties in Africa to it. So when we reformed the religion, we made sure that we kind of picked the various things that make it slightly easier to convert, but also to conquer, because lurking in our decision tree is also Unite Africa, which gives a 33% chance of every non-Bori county in Africa converting to Bori. So we're on a sort of conquer this whole region thing, if we have to, but our primary goal is just to get them to convert. So if we get close to being able to convert them without doing that, we will do. So that's the plan. The other thing we were talking about 2 weeks ago now, before we pick this off, is one of our lurking problems, particularly once we start hitting this area, is going to be going feudal. And in cultural terms, we've only got 6 out of 21, so we are somewhat behind culturally in terms of getting to being feudal. So what we're currently doing with this dude, our current ruler, Sarkin Bawo, is we are pushing on learning quite a bit, because we are desperately trying to push as many of these things as possible. The other debate we did have, though, was whether we should... Oh yeah, we are. We're just not female. Well, no, we are female preference. It's just that our son happened to be better than our daughter. So the other thing we were debating about is whether we do a brief culture flip in order to go feudal, and then essentially flip back to being Hausa again, which is relatively easy to engineer, because what we could do is just either move capital, locally convert to local culture, and then when we get an heir, we're back to being the other culture again. So we could go for a feudal conversion, and my suspicion is actually it would be a benefit to us. Because I think feudal sooner rather than later, although we do want to build the cash up before we start doing that. It's something to think about anyway. But in the meantime, we probably want to start getting a bit of our conquest on, and start spreading out and at least starting to build up, because we could do with an empire title as much as anything else, because then at least we could start giving some internal kingdoms away. So empire title, I think, is kind of our driving thing. Orange juice. Right. The only thing I can't remember, and chat, you may remember this even though I don't. Mrs. Fraggle Rocks, thank you very much for the follow. Very much enjoyed watching your children when I was growing up. I think at the moment, wasn't Sarkin our kind of likely heir, or did we actually get a decent daughter? Oh no, we have a decent daughter, Shwata Duara, our daughter and player heir. So we're doing quite well for an heir. She's 19, so there is a question about how long we want to hang around on the throne. But we could probably marry her off. The alternative is we find a spouse and see if we can pop out another good daughter, because we'll probably live for a little while yet. So we could see, because we are also sadistic, so we are perfectly capable of murdering our own children. Interesting, do we not have any traits? Oh no, we got intelligence, so... Because we could marry Msire Bint here. But really we want inheritable traits. I mean, Yaba here would be decent, because we're pretty much guaranteed that any future kid then is intelligent. At least. So maybe we do that. And she's 32, so we're not going to have to murder too many children if she does start having some. Because we could gamble on going with that, but I think locking in intelligent at this stage would be really highly useful. There probably was a reason not to get married again. But I suspect it was mostly that we were quite happy with our heir. The other thing is she's got 19 learning, which would massively boost our learning. I think let's decide that previous self didn't know what he was talking about. Might have been that we were trying to bank prestige, but I kind of feel like actually another daughter, potentially more cleverer daughter, would be useful to us. So let's just do it anyway. Plus, if we are still trying to push on stuff, it would be useful. But if we want to do wars, we do need prestige, I think, because what other decisions haven't we taken? Because that's what we want to get to. Because we need 70% of all military and civic. It would be nice to not have to tribal flip, to flip culture, but I just worry I think we might. Because 70% of 21 is 15. So we're going to need another 9 cultural things to get there. Which is a bit of a mission. The other problem is we need absolute tribal, so we should be at very least pushing for that, unless we're culture flipping. I think we might go for the culture flip route. I think it's probably a good idea. And then we flip back to Hausa to boost it. I think Andalusian is our most likely candidate, and does mean we need to reach north anyway. So if I remember from last time, we had decided that basically nailing enough territory to get the empire was our primary goal. Which is the Empire of Kanamboru. I mean, or we push for Mali. Mali is cool. I'd almost rather have Mali as the primary title. Mali's more fun. Because we need 40 de jure counties to get Mali, and we only own 16. So it's either way, it's a bit of a trek. We need 61 of Mali, but I think we push to Mali because Mali's good territory. Mali is good territory. I mean, frankly, if we could conquer the whole of Ghana in one go, can we still do... could we holy war for the whole of Ghana? I mean, it's a good chunk of Ghana. We should probably go for the Kingdom of Mali, because that would make it really easy for us to get everything else. But we would need to push on prestige for that. Because we're almost exalted among men. I think we prestige push. And then maybe go to war for the Kingdom of Mali. Because if we get the Kingdom of Mali, we'll have de jure claims on everything we need. And we could build up the Kingdom of Mali from round up. So I think maybe what we do is spend... So he's Bori already. Anyone who's not Bori is getting warred. Because we could just do low-level religious wars. For duchies. Like that one. Yeah, well that's what I think. I think we stretch this way. I know we said also that we want to stretch upwards because if we do want a culture flip, we're maybe going to need to culture flip to something like Andalusian. So if we look at the culture map, Andalusian is our most likely nearest candidate. 14 out of 20 already. I suspect flipping to Andalusian is our mid-term strategy. Now, that doesn't mean we shouldn't continue to push on unlocking all of these, because obviously if we're going to flip back to Hausa, we're only going to have the same problem when we come back from conquering them. So we still push on this, and if somehow we get really cooking, brilliant. But I mean, you're looking at 8 years on that. Even when we flip to that, you're looking at roughly 10 years. So that's like 20 years just to get us up to 8. So I think the culture flip is going to be pretty critical. But we can do that by, if we creep up through here, or even actually go up through Arda, we'll end up with range. So I think we push for the coast, we go for Mali, and we go up. Because aren't there some nice gold mines and buildings in Mali that we can actually, special buildings that we can use? I'm pretty certain you said on the Discord, Kilbatronic, so you found that there was a bunch of interesting buildings in Mali. So I think that will be incredibly useful. Where were your interesting buildings in the rough Mali region? Do you have to be Mali to use them? Was it a decision, or was it a building? Anyway, let's... I mean, that's Mali. So the moment we start eating this way, we're into Mali territory. Like, we're starting to get the territory we need to form Mali. Bunch of people around here need murdering, though, because they've got reasonably decent alliances. Well, Ghana doesn't, I don't think. No, we can take them. We can easily take them. It's just a big country to be going to war with. It just takes bloody ages. So I think we're almost better eating in through the bottom and trying to collapse that. Because I can't see that title surviving her death. If he's dead, her kingdom splits between her daughters, and she's going to have a lot of trouble. Depends on how murderable he is. The answer is apparently not very. But let's give it a go anyway. It's not like we're short of cash. Come join the murder party. Oh, we might get enough. We might get enough here if he doesn't discover it. That should do it. Good morning, Pangolin. Yes, it's mostly gone, my cold. Yeah, Blind Lights. The Ireland tutorial campaign for CK3 is well worth doing. It's actually pretty good in terms of teaching you how to do. Could go for Yoruba land. That'd be quite nice to get. But he's quite well off. Right, let's sort our marriage. So let's let our marriage tick over. Right, we are now married. Let's do a quick review of what we've got here. So we could create enough here. So we've got 3 duchies we can create, which is 900. So that is 900 prestige, which we have banked potentially for our heir, but we could use ourselves to get to a point where we could go to war for the Kingdom of Mali. No, there are no such thing as stupid questions. Questions can be asked. Chat can answer, I can answer. We can also usurp the Grand Emirate of Karnam, which is probably worthwhile doing. But he's at war, I'm guessing. So we actually have 1200 prestige banked. So with a bit of conquest... oh, actually, let's check. We can't... Are we married yet? We are. Right, so first things first. Council, she's on patronage, which is good, because that means she's giving us her learning. So we are currently running with a learning of 37. Which, in terms of cultural stuff... means we're still running about 8 years for that, but I think that might tick up at the end of the month. We are massively stressed, so we should actually do some stuff to get our stress down. Let's call a hunt. Because that's going to give us prestige, and then we'll do a feast. And in the meantime, we're going to start stretching this way, and we'll start by going for this dude, unless he's got crazy good allies, and I don't think he does. I think he's got a lot of them, but they're quite small. Yeah. So I think we might go for Holy War for Duchy, because it's 200, and it's going to give us a good chunk of territory there. Depends on whether we go for upper or lower. Let's start with upper, because it gives us borders on those bits, which we can then nibble on, and then come back for lower. Oh, I've missed the Holy War music. You've got to love that Holy War music. Heretic. Righto. Where are the river crossings? There. Oh yeah, like that was like music in kind of, the music escalates very quickly. That Holy War music is... it must have been so fun for the orchestra recording that. Like, it must have been an insane amount of fun. Oh, we'll go for the White Hart. That's annoying because it's gonna not give us as much prestige as we'd like, but it will give us some still. Right, let's start conquering things. We might as well go there. We might as well deal with that raiding army and get that, and then these guys can sit and back up in the middle. Runs falling entirely apart is the fun bit. Oh, he accepted our carpet. Like, if you ever have like friends who play CK3 and you want to really fuck with them, like buy them a rug for Christmas, and then give them a pigeon. Friends are good. We want friends. Well, so no, you leave the spiders. You don't give them to people as gifts. You give them rugs. That should represent pretty much all the forces they can muster. So as long as we keep our little triangle going here, we should be fine. Damn it! Right, let's see if we can boost that scheme quickly by bringing anyone else in. Yeah, you can come in. Also, not that my cat has been in this morning. She's had her breakfast. She seems to be finally out of heat, according to my wife, so that means that at least she should be sexually harassing not my cat slightly less. Which is his main problem with everything. Does the AI ever form the HRE? Rarely. Because actually getting all the things that you need together to form the HRE is quite tough. Hey look, would you like a pigeon? See? Rugs and pigeons. Get your enemies rugs and pigeons. Yeah, from memory, the conditions to form the HRE are quite reasonably specific, so it's more that even when the AI gets close, it doesn't always get the right things to do it. That said, I do think HRE is one of the ones that the AI is hardwired to try and push for. Because there's a few things that like it's written in that missions that the AI will try and push for. Yeah, well that's why our kind of plan remains with also not my cat, which is she's very clearly either astray or lost. So if we can get her friendly enough, we will then take her to get her done, because we'll just use a cat trap or something. And then maybe look at whether we foster her to see if not my cat likes her. A meal to die for! No, my attempt on Zumara's life has been thwarted. The poison did not have its intended effect, but merely left the unlanded bedridden for a week. Thankfully it's thought to be none the wiser, it was a common illness. Right, try that again then. But yeah, so the plan is to try and then capture her, get her done. She's definitely not chipped. We know she's not chipped. Then foster her to see if not my cat doesn't mind her in the long term. In which case, maybe we'll let her stay. In which case she would become my cat. You will do, quite nicely. So we're doing cultural promotion, but we do need to just keep an eye on the dev levels in our capital. But if we're going to move our capital anyway, that's not hugely a problem. Right, they're going to try and free some stuff up. So I think we may well break this siege and just go for them. And go for the battle. Because I'm conscious of supply issues as much as anything else. Perk! Right, we're going to carry on pushing down this because Scholar is going to be really useful to us. And faith conversion cost minus 75% is, you know. Right, let's see if we can smack them around a bit. Because I'm also conscious of supply. Okay, we got a weak hook on one of our courtiers for no apparent reason. Well, no, because not my cat is still next door's cat. It's more just whether this new one becomes kind of our cat. But we'll see. Right, we're going to win this quite handily, which is good. And then we can just sit on siege on capital. Oh! As I make all the preparations necessary for Zuman's departure from this world, I am interrupted by a page. The churl went and died in combat. Did we just kill him in that battle? Well, that got us exalted among men, which is useful. Let's see if we can knock down these two sieges before they regroup. Worst case, if they come back and go for one of them, we'll detach and go for... and send reinforcements to the other one. But yeah, the main battle seems to be trying to persuade not my cat that his snack and snooze rights will not be interrupted. Because, you know, that's what he cares about. Might as well ransom these prisoners. If I remember, there aren't really any other buildings we can build either. Although we can have a look again. We could put some palisades in Dara, which is our capital. Maybe we'll hold off until after this war, though. Right, hopefully this siege will end before that siege does. But we'll see. 5 months. 4 months, probably not. But what we could do... We're friends with someone, apparently. Maybe what we do is detach siege, and go for them. Because we'll have numbers. We won't have quality. That's the only problem, but we should have a better commander. And really all we're trying to do is scare them off. Like, if they stay and fight, fine. As long as we win. Yeah, well, we've done various little duchy bits to boost. We should win this. We're not going to win this. But we've won the war anyway, which is handy, because we're not going to win that battle. Sweet. So, we now have another bit of land. We are 2 above our limit. We don't really want to keep hold of these, do we? They're decent enough territory, but... So our core lands at the moment is we're keeping hold of the holy sites, which in the long term we may not want to do, but... Because I don't think they're giving any particular benefits. It was just that we decided this was quite a nice tract of land. But I mean, if we're reaching for Mali... the new bit of land is there, so it's just next to our Hausa Land, so we're switching out. Yoruba land. Well. You definitely... Our rival has done well for himself there. There's a man who needs assassinating. Can we kill him? Everyone wants him dead. He can die. He can definitely die. So one thing we should think about is who gets this territory. So we've landed him already. We've landed him already. We've landed him already. We do have our heir, who's now 21. Maybe we marry her off. Maybe we marry her off and hope that we get kids with our wife. I don't think we'll struggle for gold to build the mines. The thing is, I presume we've got to be Mali to do it, so... Do we marry our wife off, chat? Do we gamble on getting another daughter? And marry our wife off? Our daughter off. Our current daughter off. And see if she pops out some good sprogs. Because then we could land her. In the meantime, we're going to do more expansion, so let's just give this stuff to useful people. Aren't you my crazy niece who's going to inherit a lot of things? My righteous villain niece, who's married to my son. Yeah, let's not give you land. We got a strong hook on him. Oh man, if we had two more people we had strong hooks on, we could get the achievement for that. Because I haven't got the fabricate hook scheme, so we can't do it. I'll tell you what, you look reasonably decent. You can have some land, congrats. Woozer, thank you very much for the host. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you, if you are a subscriber, if you have your emotes, can you give Woozer some love, please? Yeah, for those just joining, CK3. I stream CK3 on Sundays. We tend to focus, I'm a historian, and we tend to focus on doing interesting achievements or interesting fake achievements. So we did a really cool run where we did we started up here and we did trying to become Nestorian Mongols and then liberated the Holy Land in full kind of Prester John legendary king style. We've done Viking takeovers of the Byzantine Empire, all of that kind of thing, which has been great fun, absolutely great fun to do. We are currently pushing on a sort of lazy chill achievement run as Hausa Land to get the converting the whole of Africa achievement, and that's ahead of the new culture drop, which we think is going to be, or I think is going to be very, very interesting when they do finally release the new add-on for this game. And at that point, we will be going for an Arthurian restoration of Roman Britain, trying to combine Roman culture, British culture, and creating Roman Britain, and getting going a bit Pendragon on it all. No, it is very much taken and gifted. Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy your lunch, Woozer. But yes. So you don't need to build the gold mines in Mali. You don't need a title, just crop rotation. Well, yeah, well, culturally we're not doing the world's greatest in things. So for those just joining us as well, the other thing we're thinking about, and depends on how familiar you are with CK3, but we may have to culture flip briefly to go feudal, because we've only got 6 out of 21 of the tribals, even though we're pushing on culture, and that means that we need 15 to be able to go feudal. So one opportunity would be to temporarily flip to a culture that already has that level, go feudal, and then essentially flip back. And there's a couple of different ways we could do that. It would work. But in the meantime, we are pushing to absolutely collapse Yoruba land here, and slowly eating over this way so we can form the Empire of Mali. Because it's going to be far easier to culture convert everything if we're an empire. Because we can start releasing things as kingdoms. We can put other rulers in charge of our religion and then just start releasing other kingdoms. We did reform the religion already, which now we've reformed to be reasonably aggressive on spreading faith, because we literally need the whole of Africa to be Bori for this achievement, which is a bit of a challenge. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Something to remember for those of you with channel points is you have several hooks that you can make use of. You have the one that allows you to get me to murder someone. You've got a historical fact one. And you've even got one that allows you to tell me not to murder someone, which is the anti-scorbut rule. Which will help. What's the gold faith? Gold Bori? As in on the faiths map. That's our faiths map. You've got Old Bori. That's the one we convert. That is the legacy of our previous faith, which should start to die out a bit now. We can aggressively convert on it, and the actual thing we should be. Don't forget, chat. You are meant to be telling me whenever our religious person isn't converting a county. So don't forget to tell me that, because we do need to convert that. We deliberately seduced this lady just so that she would join our court, so we could turn her into our head of faith, because she was so good at converting places. So don't forget, chat, to tell me when we need to do that, because we need to be aggressively spreading this throughout our territory. Clan Rhythm redeemed a histo fact. Okay, history fact for you today. Right, well, I am delivering, or partly helping deliver, a virtual tour on the Battle of Badajoz in the Peninsular War later today. So let's give you one from that. Okay, here you go. So, after the Battle of Badajoz, which is a big siege by the British Army against the French in Spain in the Peninsular War, the commander of the 95th Rifles, a man called Harry Smith, was sought out. One of the kind of inspirations for Sharp was sought out by the daughter of kind of an orphan daughter, because it was pretty horrible in the aftermath of the battle. Like, there was a lot of grim sacking and everything else. He was sought out by a young Portuguese noblewoman called Juana Maria de los Dolores. And he married her, and she thus became Lady Smith, because he became a lord. He went on to be governor of what became South Africa, and Lady Smith in South Africa is named after her. Also, so is Lady Smith in Canada, because he was briefly a provincial governor in Canada as well. So she has 2 cities named after her. But the fun historical fact is actually a language one. So, and you can try this yourself. If you go to Google, so just go to Google in a browser, and if you just type in like English to Afrikaans, so it gives you a little translation box. If you type the word cantaloupe into the English bit, you will find out what the Afrikaans is for cantaloupe. And it is spanspek, which, strictly speaking in Afrikaans, means Spanish bacon. And this is because the first time cantaloupes really made their presence known in South Africa was because Juanita, when she was the wife of the governor, did not approve of the big English healthy breakfast. She wanted something healthier. She liked to eat cantaloupe for breakfast. So the waiters and servants that served on them started nicknaming it Spanish bacon. And that stuck. And that is why the Afrikaans word for cantaloupe is spanspek, Spanish bacon, because of her. There you go. Hopefully that satisfies your history fact desire for this morning, for your history fact. Sean Bean single-handedly opens the breach at Santa Maria Bastion in its. I think that's Sharp's. I forget which Sharp it is. It's the one with Hakes Willem. Anyway, let's conquer places. So we have just conquered that bit. Have we given it all away? No. We should probably give her that bit as well, because we'll set her up as a duchess. Because she's already got a kid. So I think there's no harm in giving her Udalan as well. I think it's Sharp's company. I think it might be Sharp's company. This is the one where he goes after Badajoz. Right, let's continue our stretch this way. And we need to keep an eye on our prestige, but we can afford to only raise, like, say, half our forces to deal with this, so we can still build prestige up, and it's a county one, so even though it costs us, it's probably worth doing. And at least we can now raise troops this side of the river. Yeah, that's the thing with the 95th Rifles. The standard joke among kind of historians and Peninsular War historians, of which I am one. God, the Holy War music is loud. Right, let's just deal with this, and we'll wait for the war music to finish before I continue. Can you stop discovering my schemes to murder people? I mean, it's not going to affect it. Yeah, the standard joke among kind of Peninsular War historians is that it's harder to find someone in the 95th Rifles who didn't write an autobiography than it is to find one who did. Sharpe's Waterloo's not bad. Not the end of the world. It's actually a reasonably accurate depiction of the battle. The India stuff is just weird, though. But yeah, the 95th were surprisingly literate. Ned Coleman. Ned Coleman's is really, really good. Really worth digging out. Similarly, there's I think it's Henry Green, who's a bugler. William Green, who's a bugler. Absolutely writes a really good autobiography. My vassal Sarkina Gadi Killer has accused my vassal Sarkini Gadi Gadadaisi of having an affair with her lover, Sarkin Gadi Matanga. I do not see what the fuss is about. It's not as if it's an unnatural fiction. Yeah, I mean, whatever, guys. Bang who you want. Bang who you want. Which of these is going to give me prestige? That one. But, yeah, the 95th write a lot of books. They really do. I don't care. And I don't want the stress. Yeah, I mean, that to a certain extent. I like the Sharpe books, but I do think they're very much a product of their time as well. Cornwell's not great with female characters. Let's put it that way. They are people in comic terms to be stuck in fridges. And he does the same kind of with every time you introduce a kind of a decent non-plot armoured character, you do know they will be dead by the end of the novel. So you get like Harry Price, you know, in Sharpe's company at Badajoz, you know. That may well be a successful conversion. I'll send Chinaza. Did we convert? Petakos, thank you very much for the follow. That is very generous of you. Much appreciated. Oh no, 21 months left on our conversion. I think if we can fracture Hausa Land, we're in a good place. We've got maximum battle score, and once we get this siege, we'll take that province. Do it. Kill him. It seems to have been difficult to get Magan Yasaboy by himself, but once the assassin finally did, he was not long for this world. Heh. Thankfully, my involvement in the crime remains unknown. I do love surprise visits. We get a lot of stress relief off of this. And we got some prestige, which is nice. Speaking of, we should be hosting a feast, shouldn't we? If we don't command this army ourselves, which we don't really need to do. Well, it is giving us a nice little bit of perks whenever we win one of these little battles. Let's put someone else in cart charge, and let's host a feast. As plate after plate of food is brought into the great hall, an unmistakable smell reaches me and I smile. That my confident Chancellor Sarkin Gadi Zagula is sensitive to coriander is something I sadly forgot to tell the cook. I don't think we really... We'll take the prestige. I spilled a secret, apparently. There we go, look, Ghana is back, Hausa Land is back. After extensive conversation over delectable dishes, Sarkin Gadiuzoma expresses that he finds me most learned and wise. Damn right I am. Until next time. Well, that did us well in prestige. We should probably have a look and see if there are any buildings we should be building. Ooh, valuable hostage. Let's get rid of the valuable hostage. Not that valuable. Bit more valuable. So, how's his allies looking? So he's actually got reasonably good allies for a kid. We could win against him though. I mean, he's got bigger issues. Right, let's cash in some of these. Because they're not really of use to us in prison. And we're building up a good cash bank. Betrothed can get married, so off you go, kid. Go knock out some decent heirs we can marry back into the line. Ransom you. And let's kill this war off. Actually, can we ransom you? Yeah, we've got 50 gold for you. Because we're still going to win the war. So there's basically no reason not to ransom her before enforcing demands. Right. I presume that means we can now create... What duchy is that part of? That's part of that duchy. Okay. This is already part of a duchy, isn't it? So this is part of that, which presumably we can usurp. So let's usurp that. And let's give that to her. Which High Chieftain is it? Upper Gurma. There you go. Congrats. The Prince of Orange in Sharp's Waterloo is an interesting figure. I mean, the Prince of Orange was like that in real life. He wasn't the nicest of people. We still haven't popped out another heir, which is slightly concerning. I think if Shawata hits 25 and we haven't got another heir, we're going to have to do something about that. Have to marry her off. We want women to give land to where we can, because we are female preference. There you go, Nafisa, you can have that. Right, 15 months left on conversions. Promote cultures, because we do continue to want to culture flip. Let's convert culture. Now, do we go after Yoruba while we can beat him? Or do we continue to creep towards Ghana and just focus on that for now? Because we could... What do we need for that? We need to be a bit more faith, don't we? We need to be Paragon of Virtue. What is our level of faith? We're not actually that far off Paragon of Virtue. We're not that far off. We can't do... Oh, we can do pilgrimages. We should go on a pilgrimage. Let's go on a pilgrimage. Where's the furthest away we can go? Let's go to Igbo, which is not that far away and is within our realm, so I resent the fact it's going to cost us 150 gold. Buildings, buildings, buildings. I know it means spending gold, but you've got to spend money to make money. And I think it is actually worth building that. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of the spirits. While I go with the spirits, my well must wait, however long I may be gone. You won't be gone that long, mate. You're just down there. It's literally just down there. Like, you're going like that. I know it looks long on a map, but we built some good roads. You're fine. Ransom. Yeah, fine, have them. Out here late at night, I sometimes look to the stars and wonder, can the spirits even see me this far from home? What am I doing all this for? So we could get dedicated pilgrim. Sayuza! Thank you very much for the raid, friend. Hope your Sunday morning is going well. Chat, if you don't follow Sayuza already, you absolutely should. He's passably good at EU4. Passably good. Terrible at forming Rome, despite his attempts. But passably good at EU4 in other ways. Let me make sure I spell your name right when I pimp you out. Oh, you did get it in the end. Nice. Congrats. There you go then, chat. You can see through my my weak attempts to run him down, and you can see that Sayuza is in fact the world record holder for the speed run at forming Rome. Oh, 8 minutes. Good call, man. Nicely done. Which was done with Ottomans on a couple of patches back, I believe, wasn't it? Because it's basically really hard to do. Yes, for those joining us, CK3, we are Hausa Land. We are going for the achievement, which is convert all Africa to a reformed African faith. We have reformed the African faith. We are now focusing on the conquering and converting aspect. We probably want worldly pilgrimage, I think. Diplomacy +2. Maybe not, though. Monthly piety maybe is actually quite useful to us. So we're going for... we're kind of pushing this way at the moment because we want to form Mali. We're probably going to try and form the Empire of Mali and then briefly cultural flip to Andalusian, if we can get Diplo range on it, by conquering somewhere and moving our capital, probably. And then flip back to being Hausa after we've gone feudal. Because we are a way off going feudal. And that is painful. We've done our pilgrimage. That moves us closer to Paragon of Virtue, which is good. We could hold Mystical Communion, actually. Let's do that for the learning boost. And we'll go to this dude's feast, but we will start conquering again. Learn on the job. So 20% of our councillors' primary skills are now added to our own, which is filthy useful. We are on medicine focus, and maybe we should actually flip to scholarship focus briefly for the extra learning boost. Because we're not that fussed about living a long time now that our wife doesn't seem to want to have kids. Because she's 22 now, our heir. Oh, we lose stress because we're an eager reveler. Nice. So we could go for Yoruba land. Because he's having issues at the moment. He's having serious issues. We don't need to go feudal for it to work. I think it's just more that it's going to be easier to go feudal for the late game element of it, particularly when we start having to conquer all of this territory up here. Like, that's where it's really going to matter. Like, technically, we don't have to conquer everywhere either. It's just that conquering everywhere gives us the opportunity to do the Unite Africa, which is going to give us a chance of just randomly converting most of Africa to... Like, at least a third of the remaining bits of Africa will convert at that point anyway. Because the other thing is we've hyper-optimized the faith for conversion. Because we took mendicant preachers. We've got warmonger, which obviously makes it easier for us to conquer. So we have kind of tweaked the faith around conversion anyway. Speaking of, have they finished yet? 8 months. But it's also why I want the Empire title as quickly as possible, because the sooner we can start releasing sub-kingdoms, the sooner those sub-kingdoms will start converting their own territory, which could be really useful. So I think it's more that feudal is going to make this much easier. Let's pick off Upper Guerma while we can. Right, that's more than enough. Don't need you. You can stop gathering. You can stop gathering. Go sit on that. Dead Advisor. That's our Spy Master, I know. Oh, well, I'm not too regretful. Probably should have waited until they lost that battle before I reinforced, but... Celebi. Siege is mine anyway, because it's a raiding force. Yeah, that's the thing, Daboomer. I think it's... We deliberately went for the stuff that goes, okay, we're going to need to conquer places, but we also need to convert. So, the balance between... Warmonger and Mendicant is really useful for that. And Ritual is just nice, because hosting a feast earns piety, which then means you're arming yourself with piety, which you can then use for holy wars. So it kind of all reinforces. We also flipped to equal preference religiously, but we are actually female preference anyway because of the Dower start, which gets an opportunity when you start to flip to female. Hilma, are we seducing you? No. Let's go have fun in the brothel. How old are we now? So you're only 49. Like, I was hoping. Oh well, we picked up the older lover's pox, so we're definitely not kicking out any more sprogs now. But I was hoping she would at least pop out one heir, because we'd have got the genius... intelligent reinforcement, which would have been nice. But our heir is not bad. So our heir isn't bad, it's just it would have been nice to get a younger, better one. But on the plus side, she is our only daughter, so she is literally inheriting everything. Which is what we're trying to do as much as anything else, is just smooth out the inheritances. Keep them working well. We probably are due a new conversion, aren't we? You, I reckon we can probably ransom. Because we're going to have enough war score to kill that war off anyway. So it's just basically free gold. Right, so that... Germa Raharis. Good name. Can go to someone random. You can have that. So Kingdom of Mali is our key one that we want to get, because then we can build gold mines. So we need to be reaching to Mali over here. So who has the most lands in Kingdom of Mali? Ooh, hello. Oh, son. Fabra. You're giving us the Kingdom of Mali. We just need the prestige for it. Which, I mean, we can usurp that kingdom if he's not at war now. Which we should do. We need to build a bit of gold back up. We should transfer all of these over. Do you not need title? You just need to control actual... Presumably it's a specific province then, is it? Which province is it then that does it? Because that will almost decide where we go to war. Because right now we're quite in a lucky place because we could declare for any of these kingdoms and get a chunk of good territory. Because my instinct at the moment is we're going to declare for Manding. Because we'll get all of that if we declare for the Kingdom of Mali on that one. Or we go for Furlong. Yeah, so if we went for Manding, we could do it there. So I think what we kind of want to do... I'm surprised we can't Holy War for that. Do we have to be adjacent to Holy War? I don't think we do. Yeah, we're getting city planning first. But we already do have crop rotation because I got it quite early. It was one of the ones I pushed on quite early. So we could create... I mean, basically, if we save up and create those, we're going to get that back. We do need... We need to give some of these duchies away. Which duchies do we actually not need? Where are you? The Kebi one we hold territory in. We must have... We've got an extra duchy here that we weren't expecting to have. I think it must be that one. Yeah, it's that one, because we don't have any territory in it. Who here do we want to give that to? Oh, probably your sister-in-law, because she's going to have our son's kid. So you want to get the High Chieftain of Kawara. There you go, congrats. That's interesting to know. I did not know that, Daboomer. Because that is the bane of my existence, is when you've got a little frickin' holy order in there. How do I choose what duchies to hold? I tend to... And it's harder when you're tribal. My general strategy is to hold 3. And I will have one that I min-max for... levies, one that I min-max for income, and then one that is a bit of a floater and does whatever it's good at doing. So I will normally essentially try and keep hold of 3 high-value duchies at any given time and have them optimized to give me a good chunk of troops, a good chunk of income, and normally the other one will have like a special building in it or whatever. And then that means I can use the duchy buildings to really maximize that as well. So... Because obviously, if you've got a duchy building that gives you a bunch of bonuses to income in that within that duchy, you might as well just max that duchy out for income. And if you've got another duchy where you're maxing out for levy boosts, you do it in that one. It particularly applies if you've got holy sites that you can leverage within that. So I think it's York as a Viking holy site, for example. Is there a Viking holy site around here? I'm not going to be able to see it, am I? There's the holy site you can construct there gives the controller of that holy site a big boost to their levies, I think. So, generally speaking, yeah, that's what I do. Is try and hold on to 3, because 3 only gives you a -10 penalty, which is easy enough to overcome. But then maximise them a bit for what they're good at. So don't just kind of build random buildings in them. Unless, obviously, you've formed the High Kingdom of Man, in which case you have every building slot available to you in that single place, so then you just build everything. Yeah, exactly. Even though I was elsewhere. Oh, joy, a wasp. Go away, wasp. I'm busy. Everyone loves a wasp. I mean, to be fair, he's trying to get out, but you can't work out how. Yeah, no, go away. Live stinging on stream. Right. Ignoring the wasp. Let's see what we're doing. No, even if he was here, Not My Cat wouldn't touch a wasp. For all the big noises about how big and brave he is, he absolutely isn't. Yeah, see if the wasp wants a messenger pigeon. Do you want a messenger pigeon, little wasp? Because if he goes behind the curtain, blind, there you go. Right, there you go. Out you go, lad. No, down. Fly down. Like you're literally on the window handle. Just fly down. Down. Actually down. No, down. The other down. Let's see if I can encourage him without murdering myself. Down. Go. There you go. Out you go. Job done. Wasp drama over. The wasp has left the building. Right. So, are we going to go off to Yoruba Land while we build up the rest of the prestige? So we're going to need to... Have we got these set to remind us? We want these reminded. Because we want that 2,000 prestige so we can declare for Mali. Yeah, the wasp has been... His murder plot has been limited in power. Let's take out Kamina while we can. No, I don't want to do that. Just want a holy war for the county. That's more than enough. That should be plenty of troops. Like, again, the orchestra must have had so much fun when they were recording this. I forget which orchestra they used. I think it was the Budapest orchestra. Ooh, raiders. They can go away. Don't you dare lose that battle. Nah, we're going to win it with fun. Oh, give over. That's outrageous behaviour. We're going to have to call everyone else up. Where'd they suddenly get an extra 1,000 troops from? Let me retreat. Ooh, pregnant. We might get a kid. Interestingly, we got a lot of war score from winning that. Oh, and we've captured the air. That war score's not adding up. We should be on 93, surely. Right, come here. I want a word with you. Chat, you're not reminding me that my councillor's finished converting faith. Bad chat. Might as well ransom her, to be honest. I mean, we could go for Ghana as a kingdom title attack. I wonder if we can get to the point where we could do... Can you do a holy war for a kingdom and a conquest of a kingdom war, or are you allowed to only do one? Are the two mutually exclusive? I.e., once you've done one, you can't do the other one? I can't remember. Ah, there you go. See, there you go. That was my crazy best knowledge. I told you it was Budapest. Sogalon! Genius daughter, chat. We have a genius daughter. Yabba. Right, that's perfect, because that means if we play our cards right, we can build her up, because we're 50. So we should live at least another 10 years. At least another 10 years. My wife has got the lover's pox. How on earth did that possibly happen? Well, that stops us having more kids. So we want scholar. We never did pick up groom to rule, so I suspect what we might do is once we've completed this track out, we might as well flip over to dip for a bit. I have no idea how my wife got lover's pox. We're trying to find that white heart still. We could just send our steward to do it. I gained 30 stress. To gain 30 stress is not a big issue for us. So we're going to go hunting soon, and that's going to take a chunk of the issue away. Because I think we will go for Mali first. But I'd be interested to see if then we do get a holy war, we can still holy war for Ghana. Because a holy war for Ghana would do us very nicely. Right, we need to start thinking about landing our daughter then. So what kingdom is this part of? So that's part of the Kingdom of Gurma, which we could theoretically give away. But if we want to give that away, once we're an empire, we do kind of need... The other thing we could do is go for... Actually, we will do that this run. Is, if we get this right, we can also combine this with the achievement to have independent kingdoms of our dynasty. Because we just give all of our kingdom titles away and then release them from the empire. That is part of the Duchy of Jene, which is that one. So that can actually go to our daughter. So we can give that to our other daughter, who we probably want to marry off. Give a Buffy Yukin here. Because the nice thing about that is it wouldn't give her any alliances. Or maybe we try and marry him for some traits we had. Oh, beautiful. No, I'm not over my domain limit, but we also need to land our daughter. And gain a local guide. As we ride deep into the chiefdom of Vibibo, the ground grows wetter and the air grows heavier. Suddenly, from out of the greenery surrounding us, a giant of a man appears, hulking in layer upon layer of dirty clothing. "Explain yourself," he shouts. "What are you doing in my marshland?" I'm not going to hunt him. I'll take local guide. So we are going to... Do we disinherit her now? I think we probably do. The main thing is we're trying to spread the dynasty around a bit, so we've got good future dynasty members to marry into. And it's easier to spread the dynasty around and give them roots if they've got territory. The other thing to remember is because of the tenets of our religion, particularly warmonger, our religious people are actually quite good at waging war for lands themselves. So we can almost grow our kingdom without having to grow our kingdom ourselves in many ways by just making sure that our vassals are strong enough to do it. Yeah, we should disinherit it now because otherwise we've got to deal with our kids, haven't we? And then we are going to give her the one I just picked up because we'll try and build her into having that duchy. And we will give her an alliance. Because if we're really lucky, she will declare war for something around here. And if she declares war for something around here, she'll call us in, and we can help her fight that war, but technically it won't be our war. Now we should probably at this point... Oh, he's got good ally though. No kids. Who gets the throne? Guy of Yagba, who's actually got good alliances. I mean, they're not better than my alliances, but they are decent. What about Agadu here? He's not doing well for himself, is he? I mean, we kind of have to do that, don't we? Well, I mean, this is an interesting test. So we could do a holy war for Ghana, And then when our prestige gets high enough, we'll see whether you can actually wage a holy war and a regular seizure of kingdom war. And if it turns out we can't, it's no biggie. We've suddenly grasped a whole bunch of the territory we need just because we've got Ghana. Because all of that is part of the Empire of Mali anyway. It's not part of the Kingdom of Mali, but it is part of the Empire of Mali. I think we do that. I think that's too good an opportunity to miss. I think we go for that. That's a call her in. Cheeky, she won't come in. Outrageous. So one thing you'll notice, and you'll see this occasionally on Twitch, is Twitch does weird things sometimes with its music encoding. So what you'll get is that distorts almost twists the key sometimes on the way it encodes music. So if it's trying to push the stream down to you and your connection it's not sure on, it will prioritize visuals over audio. And voice vocals you don't notice it so much with because the range isn't as much. But orchestral music, it does tend to... So you end up with that sound where it kind of sounds a bit like a tape deck that was slightly stretched. So if you're ever listening to a stream and you're like, why is the audio on this? Like, why does it sound like an old tape deck that's just where the tape has got stretched, like if you're old like me? That's why. It's because Twitch is changing the way it's pushing audio down to you to try and preserve your visual quality on stream. Took me fucking ages to work out that's what it was doing, because it used to bug the shit out of me. You really notice it for music that has interesting use of semitones in it. So Stellaris is a really good example. So yeah, it's a streaming down to you problem rather than a streaming up from me problem. But I do find it fascinating. Right, we're going to take this war slow and steady and just siege our way through. Because we may get other rulers joining. May get other rulers joining. Ew! My daughter and her brother are shagging. Well, I'm really glad we disinherited her now. Oh man, what do we do? We're gonna have to cover this up, aren't we? Or we could just expose her. I mean, it's free faith. There's no value to me now. No, not that we've disinherited her, because we do want her to have kids, just not with her brother. I think we cover it up, but then we murder the son. Because has he already had some kids? He's not. she's preggo. Yeah, we're going to have to murder our own son to stop him sleeping with his sister. Shouldn't be that hard to do. Yeah, this is the most CK3 ever. CK3 thing ever. Right. Can we push on the capital? No, let's go for that. Shocker, my lover got... I'm mapping myself. My lover got lover's pox. Can't imagine how that happened either. I think you can push on to there, and we'll leave that there as a covering force for both of those sieges. Right, they're going to go for someone, probably that one. Right, let's see if we can get anyone else in on that before it runs out. Because we could really do with him being dead. No, that's annoying. Well, hopefully it's enough. Basically, if we keep marching back and forth between here, I suspect they're going to do nothing. Because they want to take one of these forces without us reinforcing them. But that's the one they'll most likely try and go for. But as long as we react quick enough, it shouldn't be a problem. By the way, if you're new to the stream, don't forget we have a Discord, and that includes a PDX help channel. If you're learning PDX games, you want to learn Crusader Kings 3 or EU4 or whatever else, ask no questions too silly. You can stick them in there. It's a good little chat community. !Discord to get the link to join. We are trying to get back into the habit of doing multiplayers as well, and to do newbie-friendly multiplayers. So we don't really do competitive multiplayer. We do, at best, passive-aggressive co-op, which mostly comes down to... the main rule is that you just have to do things that really annoy Mad X when he tries and blobs. So you try and like secretly vassalize places that he wants to conquer, that kind of thing. Totally legitimate. So yeah, so do join. It's good fun. And now that my first book is done, and now that summer has passed and university clearing has passed, I'm hoping that actually I can spend an autumn doing a bit more multiplayer gaming. And we will try and stream some of those, I think. Let's try and get back into the habit of streaming some of those when we do them on a Saturday. Because it'd just be nice. Time has come. My agents are in place. One of them will pay the assassin the very night the deed will happen. Another will ensure the wall is unguarded. A third will leave a subtle trail of candles to Sarkin Gadi Dankaran's bedchamber. Everything is in place. Damn it! Son escaped. Let's keep trying. I need him to not be sleeping with his sister. Don't know where their armies are, but they'll be around somewhere. Let's go to speed 4 just for a bit while we're doing these sieges. 5 months left on conversion. Remind me in 5 months, chat. Also, our steward is not doing any culturals and should. Annoyingly, people still don't want in. I mean, still decent-ish chance. Given that he's already discovered the plot as well, it's not like he can do much else to lower those odds. We lost our Chancellor. Let's replace that. We could put our son, who we are trying to kill, in place, but that seems a bit pointless. She's 53. Does she have any kids? No, so not a lot of point us recruiting her. Let's appoint one of our sons who isn't sleeping with his sister. City planning! We have city planning. What are we focusing on now? I'm going to tell you what, onagers would probably be pretty bloody useful at this point. Levy reinforcement boost. Raid speed boost. Not hugely useful to us. We're not really doing a lot of raiding. So I need the region of Africa, but the region of Africa is basically all of Africa, as far as I can tell. Because annoyingly there isn't a regions map mode. So what you have to do is you have to go, right, well, go to decision, unite Africa, and then click to view. So we need everything that is now glowing, within a slight glowing border, which is quite hard to see. But you can just about see that it goes all the way around there. So it's kind of hard to work out what is actually in the region of Africa. Like, if someone definitively has a map that shows me what the region of Africa is, I am all in favour of that. But as far as I can tell, it is basically the whole of Africa. Because there's a glowiness going on down here. But why there isn't a region map view, given there are multiple freaking events and decisions that talk about doing things in regions, is insane to me. Like, maybe there's a mod that puts one in. But it's like, you shouldn't have a thing that is a conditional on stuff that people then can't really see what that thing relates to. Because the little glowy border stuff is too subtle. Are their armies coming back yet? Their armies have got to show up at some point. Like, where are their armies? Scholar! We are now a scholar. Right, what do we want to flip to? We probably do want to go dip briefly at least. Because we want to get Groom to rule. How is our daughter looking as well? She's 2, so she's not yet at the point where we need to give her a tutor. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced it is literally everything that's in this entire region. Like, that's my gut feeling. See, at this point, I kind of want to bring their armies to battle, because if we brought their armies to battle and won, I think that would be enough for us to tick the war score over. Yaba is... oh, she's going to get stewardship and a learning boost. Nice. So do we boost her on learning then? Because she's going to get the genius perk bits anyway. And we do desperately want to continue to unlock more cultural stuff. I think we boost learning. I think we make her learned. But we try and pick traits as she grows. That will boost. Right, can you die this time, please? Yes! My son is no more. And none of my agents are under suspicion. Right, well that dealt with the incest is Wincest's son, which is useful. Right, there's their army. So we should probably detach siege from that. You lot can just deal with that little attempt to rebuild troops on the way. Then I think these two become our hunting force. Let's see if we can pin down and deal with them. Yeah, I was kind of assuming that like Madeira and that would count. Well, we're getting closer to the White Hart. Oh, really? There's someone who's relying on our allies. Oh, it is on, girl. Because you done fucked up. Hausa Land just got hench. It is on. Right, we may be slightly over our domain limit now. We may be slightly over our domain limit. And we need to deal with that before we unpause. Because we have a lot of land to give away here. Tiny bit over. Tiny bit over. Now actually what we should really do... Who are we actually at war with? Where is she? It's you. Oh yeah, no, we're coming for you. So what we should actually do is raise the rest of the available forces before we unpause. We could actually also knock her allies out before we do it. So we could go after Dagomba, for example, down below. Oh, if you DM that to me, I can unblock the link. I think it's it'll automatically block you from linking, unfortunately. Unless I do this. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, that's interesting. I clicked out the chat room and came back, and now it's reset the chat room. Which is mildly annoying. There we go. Bing, bing, bing. Let me do this. There you go, Kilmatronics. Congratulations, you're now a mod. That should mean you can post links. Don't ban anyone, unless they're nasty. Right, let's grant the vassal over. Yeah, there you go. Like, feel free to ban bots, but... yeah, so basically we do need to conquer pretty much everything. Which is as expected. Pretty much as expected, really. Right, we need to raise troops before we give this territory away, because I think we will get more if we do that. Let's raise them there. Then we need to start giving stuff away. God, we have a lot of land to redistribute. I'm kind of inclined to not give duchies out and just randomly give stuff to people. And they can sort of fight for the death. We want to give it to Boru people, don't we? That's the only thing we do want to do, is make sure we're giving it to people of our faith. So, religion, Bori only, and ideally Hausa. I don't think we've got them yet. I think they're down here. That's Bure. That's Nyani. And Bambuk is somewhere nearby, I think. Bambuk is there. So essentially they're what we'll get in our next wars. And that's the stuff we will then probably think about moving. Maybe losing one of our duchies over here and keeping one of our ones over here. Because that's when we'll sort of start thinking about what we do with migrating control of lands. Because we will need to create some... I suspect we're going to start hitting vassal limit problems. But with any luck, these people will all do a bit of religious conversion of their own. Which would be nice. And they'll probably spend a lot of time fighting each other. And then we can always bestow whoever comes out reasonably on top with duchies. Because we're going to have a ton of duchies we can create now. That's everything. Did we miss any? Nope. Right. Troops. Yeah, you ain't gonna win this war, you know. We'll usurp the titles that can be usurped. We will usurp the Kingdom of Ghana. So we'll save up and usurp that. Because that will be enough to then for us to test. Right, we're going to move these as two separate armies. So you are going to go and see if you can kill that army. And you are our primary army. And you're just going to go and siege down. You're going to head over here and deal with them. I think they're going the long way around to... Where are they going? They must be going the long way around to get to there. So actually you do want to go kind of over there as well. We may need to break them up before they get there for supply reasons, because they're going to be bleeding supply. She might do. This is a defensive one. What we do need to do is start banking gold, because our heir is going to be able to create a ton of duchies, which would be really good because it's an instant prestige boost. Yeah, we're going to need to... He's alright for supply, the other one isn't. So I think what we probably want to do is split that force up. And let's do... Oh, we're not healthy. We probably should try and call a physician. Could really do with her not dying, of us not dying until we've dealt with this. Right. Is it anywhere big enough to... Yes, there. On the fertile delta. Probably isn't anywhere big enough to support that army. So let's split it in two. And you can go there. And you can go there. This army can split in two. And you can go there. And you can go there. Either of you actually capable of being them? No, you're not. Because we want to boost our supply back up before we do this. We have just gone above our domain limit again. We can go high tribal authority now. I'm not sure we want to yet. I mean, like, that's another 18 years. This is why I think we do need to culture flip. Chat, you're doing it again. You're not telling me when I need to convert people. So they're going to build up supply and then we'll go after their armies. I think we may then turtle for the rest of his life. Apart from seeing if we can go to war for... Yeah, she basically is Pyrrhic Penguin. I think we named her after her mother. I think. How are you? You shouldn't be... You're in... What? Right, split that one up. You go there. it's a good chance we can persuade her of that, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, by all means, smack my ally around. All we're doing is sitting here gathering supply, waiting to go after you. Right, is everyone back in reasonable supply yet? We'll give it another tick. 100. Yeah, fine, go for it. Right, everyone is reasonably in supply, so everyone group up. And let's go smack them around. Right, Diplo. Groom to rule. That's a lot of skill boosts for our kids. And Yabba got another 3 on her learning, so she has a learning of 9 and she's a toddler. We need to get rid of another bit of land, though, because we are over our limit. I assume we probably don't need Zazu. Okay. Yes, hopefully no sibling shagging. We will host that. Because we're not currently commanding our armies, so that's fine. No, you are not having a hook on me. So, as one plate of food is replaced by next, my niece Sarkina Gardwa goes on and on about friendship. And that was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you, my lord? So we can go, no, please go on, or you're making a fool of yourself, you could never bore me. Gains me prestige. And loses a lot of stress. I think I'd rather have interesting conversation, though. We're not struggling for building prestige. I mean, sure, by all means, suicide yourselves into that battle. Right, now we can split that force up into much smaller bits. And you can go liberate that. You can go liberate that. You can split in half. And you lot can go siege down their capital. And the rest are the covering force. We just need to keep an eye out for them attempting to siege down our capital. Can you stand somewhere that isn't going to leave you out of supply? We've got the Sun prisoner. I presume that's quite a valuable ransom, so we should ransom that. Money is almost more important to us than war score, because we'll build up the war score easy enough. I'm going to drop this to 3 now, though, because it's quite a... I mean, that's just good money. I think she might be regretting declaring this war, you know. I mean, actually, that's us, so we might as well go for that army. Because we'll win that battle easy. Even if they reinforce. It's fine with me, send in all the troops you want. We're just going to murder them. What are you bribing me about? What secret are you blackmailing me over? Is it that my children were shagging each other? Me? Go away. I have a son? Righto. He's quite decent. I'm quite fine with him being my son. Can I legitimise him? Apparently not. I do not remember sleeping with the mother. That doesn't mean I didn't. Just annoying because of the devotion hit. I mean, this war's pretty much won anyway, so... I do think we want to be careful now because we are in poor health, so I do think we want to be banking gold for our heir. I think the one thing that we will push for is if we can do a kingdom war for a chunk of Mali, we will. Yeah, that's entirely possible. Maybe we had that kid before we took them over. Maybe we were a naughty boy in the past. Ransom her. Next siege will do it. That's enough of a tick. There we go. Did we capture anyone? Peace out. Got a bit of gold out of it. And it gave us enough prestige. Right, we probably then should think... We can call a hunt, so we should do that. Because we are still searching for the White Heart. We are almost living legend, but I don't think there's any other things we can do here. I mean, we could... If we could get religious icon, we could do that, but we're not going to hit religious icon. So we're not going to be able to do that. We could do with her liking us, though. It's because our ex-lover died, who was the really good one, which is annoying. So here's the question, can we still declare to conquer Manding? Like, alliance-wise, we can easily do it. See, we can't declare that, because we've already attempted one. But the question is, can we do that? Yes. That's interesting. So if you're trying to do a real blobby conquest CK3 campaign, the best thing you can do is get a religion that enables holy wars for kingdoms, because essentially it allows you to do double the amount of kingdom wars in your lifetime if you manage your piety and stuff correctly. That's going to help us a lot. That's going to help us a lot in this. So I think this is probably the last major war we do with this guy. Oh man, sucks being them. You would think it's a creature from myth, perhaps a god disguised in animal form. It was the largest hart I've ever seen. Even after the beast was wounded, the chase lasted half a day. It is still an imposing sight, lying dead before me. Oh, we could have a crown made of it. Its skull will make a fine crown. How is that not a thing they've added? That's outrageous. Right, you lot go start sieging that down. And you lot group up and let's go for their main army. Like, how is that not now an option for me in the barbershop? Like, where's my frickin' skull crown? I want my heart skull crown. Outrageous. I bet someone's modded it in. We're a hunter now as well. The problem is you can't use it if I'm pushing for achievements like we are with this one. Are you two not in the same area? Go stand over there. Am I not commanding that army? I should be commanding that army because I'm... Actually, she's pretty good. Forder is going to become... Yeah, we want that, Forder. Because we're crossing a river. I am out with my retinue in Dowra when the road twists and takes us in closer to the drylands. It is there I see it once more, shimmering in sun. The white hart. I alert the others, but it is already gone. Stupid white hart. Right, so that's a good win. So let's split that force in half. And then these two can operate independently, and you can go down there. Because we've got numbers on her now. So even if they all group up, we should be alright. So better to split them up and not take the attrition hit for it. So prestige we're not really going to pass on, so I'm less worried about that. But this is why we're banking cash. Because we've got all of these titles we can create, so we can insta-boost our heirs, Yabba's stats, which is already up to 10 on stewardship, which is great. 14 on learning. What's our stewardship? Because that's what's giving us 6, and we want to maintain at least 6 still. 12. So we should be able to get a couple of events. We need to get her up to at least 12 stewardship. Which shouldn't be that hard to do. Well, 10 gives us 5, doesn't it? But we did unlock the... So he's getting 3 off of his domain limits. Because isn't it for every, roughly for every 3 you get a boost? Oh, is it +1 every 5? Oh, that's good to know. Thanks, CSynth, for that. I didn't actually know that. I was roughly mathsing it on every 3. So actually, she's fine then. So she's in range for all of that stuff. Well, first things first. Let's block some bots. let's block some bots. Which takes way longer than it should do. Oh, there you go. Kilmatronics with the first moderating action. Good for you. Yeah, so can we get some Fs in chat, please, for Sarkin Balwo at 58? Sarkin Balwo of Hausa Land has crossed the door to the world of spirits at 58 years of age. He died of natural causes. A charming man, he became famous for his elaborate feasts and grandiose balls. Chat, we had grandiose balls. Giggity. Grand Magaya Yaba ascends to the throne, having mastered many skills. She is sure to be admired by her subjects. I mean, she's 7. She definitely does not have grandiose balls, nor ever will she. Well, luckily, we're already at the point where we can hold on to our domain. Well, this gets interesting now, then. Right. Buy a break before I unpause, and I will get the first beer of the day, because it is 5 to 1, so I can actually have a beer. And then we will carry on and win this war. But first, we need to start making sure that we do not get murdered for a start. This is about to get interesting. Back in 2 minutes, as I buy a breakaway. Right, I'm back. I mean, technically we could form the Empire of the Skull Crown, because we could declare it as such. Because we technically hold 3 kingdoms. But I think Empire of Mali is more fun. Right, we are back. The first beer of today is by the Garden Brewery. And it is an ice cream pale ale. Soft scoop vanilla ice cream pale ale with tropical and citrus notes. I am suspicious, chat. I am normally suspicious of things that describe themselves as having weird flavours. Contrary to the name, the Garden Brewery, this is actually brewed in Croatia. If I'm reading the language on the label correctly. Yeah, Zagreb. It is 4.7% ABV. It is quite lively. Okay, I don't actually mind that. That's quite mild. That's quite mild. Often I find with anything that claims to be like, you know, bubblegum or ice cream for beer, they're just over-flavoured. But actually, if that wasn't described as an ice cream pale ale, you wouldn't know it was an ice cream pale ale. It's quite mild. That's really quite tasty. I don't think there's a big, strong element of citrus to it. I think they're over-egging that. That is incredibly drinkable. I would drink a lot of that. Yeah, so that's the Garden Brewery Ice Cream Pale Ale. Yeah, I kind of recommend that. It's tasty. Right, where were we? Back to wars and deaths. So we are now a 7-year-old ruling this kingdom. Luckily, we are already at the point where we can hold on to our domain. We do need a new tutor, though, because rip our tutor. And it's not going to let us pick a guardian yet, I think, because we need to unpause first. Luckily, we do have a good gold bank, but we are now losing a frightening amount of money. We probably want to ransom some prisoners, because I'm guessing they're not adding war score. Captured heir, so the 10% for the heir is probably quite useful. So which one is the heir? So that we don't ransom them. Primary heir is Kasei Kaita. But who apparently isn't in prison, so... Right, let's get our council sorted. Ideally to not hate us. So we're probably going to want to go with powerful vassals, and we do have a duchy we need to get rid of. So you are almost certainly our spy master. You are almost certainly our marshal. Oh, you're pretty good as a marshal. But also probably least terrible as Dirkman. And you are tolerable as a steward. So I think we're probably going to have to do that just because the sooner we can get these people on board, the better. So much as I dislike doing that with a relatively low now the spy master is the most important one. Morning or afternoon, Hefner. Well, Daddy just died, and now we rule the entirety of the Emperor of Hausa Land as a genius 7-year-old. So things are not as bad as they could be, but also not necessarily as stable as they could be. That was an earlier death than we would have liked. So we could probably do a meet the peers, and probably should. We are going to need to appoint her a guardian. We're not losing quite so much cash as we were. Might be worth us bribing the spy master for the 45 opinion boost. And if we can tip her into positives, yeah, we can do, we should do. So that's going to help as well. I think that's about as set as we can be. Yeah, chat keeps failing to remind me to convert. So did you see how we gave away a bunch of that territory? And this is why we boosted the religion's conversion ability. Because you can see already that kind of it's really kicking it up here. Like I think our conversion game is pretty damn good. The other reason, by the way, that we need to work out a way of pivoting to feudal is because we desperately want to found a holy order. Because our big problem is going to be when we start getting up here and we start getting fucking holy warred by Islam and by Catholicism. And if we've got a holy order, that's going to help enormously with that. We may even do a thing where we found a holy order in a kingdom that we then release, and then we found another holy order ourselves again, so we end up with 2 holy orders, and then we can always conquer them back and get control of both. Right. So this war is ongoing, so we have to kind of just focus on this war for now. So you need to come and actually do something useful. So you can come round and actually try and disrupt that siege. Oh yeah, completely agree. Like, my absolute ideal is getting someone on the throne at age about 13. And then yeah, as long as you can survive it, you're essentially getting a massive clean run as a 16-year-old. Right, hang on. So we can go close to forming a friendship, or we can get a learning boost. Hang on. This is not a battle we want to be fighting. I mean, they've broken the siege, which is the main thing. Meet Piers playing rough. I thought Fatima, the daughter of my spymaster, and the peasant girl were merely pretending to fight, but suddenly there's blood in the dirt. Fatima hits the ground with a grunt, and the peasant starts standing above her and moves to attack. So we become friends, but gain 40 stress, and there's a 10% chance we gain wounded. Or we can lose stress and lose a bit of prestige. Or Fatima gets our victim. I'm guessing beating up our spymaster's daughter is a bad thing. I think we'll just take the stress, actually. Oh, of course we gain wounded, because, you know, XCOM fucking percentages. Right, we force them to break the siege, which is the main thing. 82% chance to increase stewardship by 1. Yes, please. Right, you come round here, because I know it means we take a little bit of a hit around there, but if we can catch that army... Actually, no, you go on there. Because you're almost done with that siege anyway. So these two will become our strike force. I'm not convinced as to why that is losing. So who's the claimant on that? Because that's going to be brutal and grim, and we won't win it. It's our fucking half-brother. We should be able to appoint a steward now, a guardian now. I mean, we go for our mother because she's a genius. Although we are young enough to culture convert. Do we... No, let's not risk it with a ruler. I think we get educated by our mother because of the genius stuff. Yeah, morning, Chili. Or afternoon. Morning for you, I think. it is a tough one. I think just because it times out if you're not careful. I think we go with our mother because the level of trait we get here, so the kind of the permanent one, is dependent on the chances of it increase basically if you are a genius and or if you are educated by a genius. I think the issue we almost have... Yeah, here's the thing we need to do. Right, hang on, duchies. We need to stabilize this kingdom. Right, we've got 4 held duchies, and one of these is one we don't need, which is Tagrant, which is that. It's in fine health. Because one of the issues we've got in terms of our factions and plotting is we've got a lot of people here because they're all these minor ones. Now, if we stick them, if we create that duchy and stick them under someone, there's less people who can plot against us. As long as the person, we don't only have to worry about the person who's in charge of them all, which is easier to handle. So I think we want to create Canigia. Plus we were prestige banking anyway. So ideally what we want is... So Sarkim Godi Maram is our sister. Isn't she? Or our aunt? No, maybe not. So you see how this is dropping? And now he's down to 77% military strength. Now, we're somewhat fucked if they then kick off. But we probably want to create Defanu as well. Do we have any titles left in the Kingdom of Ghana that we're directly holding? I don't think we do. No, we don't. Yeah, I mean, that's also essentially what you have to do. If you're a big ruler, or if you're very strong and powerful, you can get away with having lots of tiny vassals. Because enough of them will always like you that you won't get issues. But we're at the point where... So I think we need... So Wagadu, push pineapple, take a tree. That's another Wagadu person. But that one isn't plotting to kill me. Whoever controls that province isn't plotting to kill me. Oh no, she is. Oh great. But she's the one that dislikes me the least. Right, that temporarily at least drops him out of the range of people who can fuck with us. So we still need to appoint our guardian, so I think we do go for our mother. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's realistic. You essentially say, look, I'm going to put you in charge. I'm going to give you power, but I'm going to make it your problem to deal with these things. Now, actually, what we do need to do is start ransoming some of these. And I know that means we're going to miss out here, but I think we have to. We also want to negotiate some alliances, because that will at least stop them from being involved in plots against us. That would also work if he'd join us. Because I don't think he can plot for the kingdom while he's allied to us, or while he's in a war on our side. Now we are losing a ton of gold, so that's why we're going to have to keep ransoming prisoners. Now, apparently you can do it, that's annoying. I mean, I'm not sure if there's anything else we can really do. Like, we might just have to try and fight the Civil War. If we could fight those two armies, we'd win this. Let's get this siege and then see what our options are. Right. So that's just about drifted us into enough where we can win this war, so I think we just do it. Because we could create another title. We're already illustrious. Already distinguished, which is going to help. So we can carry on creating titles, which will help. We basically need to delay his war as long as possible. So he's gonna go in 5 months, but who else can we push out of that? We can probably get her out of this war. So he's contributing the most troops to this, isn't he? So 14% of the troops, 10%. Is it 75 they have to be over in liking you before they'll leave a plot against you? I think it is, isn't it? Right, she's got sons. Does that give me an alliance? No, it gives him an alliance. I don't want him to get an alliance. Yeah, for them to leave faction. I can't remember whether it's 70 or 80. Like basically, once they like you plus X, they'll never join a faction against you. He's 10, 9. No, I think that would, the brother marriage would have got us the alliance, wouldn't it? So she's his daughter. That gets me the alliance, doesn't it? No, there's an opinion threshold. There's an opinion threshold above which someone will drop out of a faction against you and they won't join another one. I think it's 70. Let's see if that does get me the alliance. Because that will creep her close to it. But it won't get her to 70. And I can't remember whether it's 70 or 60. Because if it's 60, that will push her over. And that's another 9% of his military power gone. Dread would help. Dread would help. Depends on who we've got in the dungeons, doesn't it? Have we got anyone in the dungeons that we can kill? But we could do with the money, because if we're going to... Right, we haven't got anyone else we could ransom. Have we got anyone lurking in the prisons cells? We have a lot of prisoners. Oh, we can. We can probably max Dread. Yeah. I could have sworn on one of the earlier dev diaries, or it might have been at PDXCon, one of the talks, someone mentioned that there was a point where there was it. Also, we need to give away some territory before we unpause. Right, I think we max Dread. Maxing Dread is going to help. So if you have been lurking in my prison for a long time... Foreign ruler, whatever. Well, I suppose the theory is that when you're doing this, it's kind of you're giving an order to minions to do it, but when you're trying to plot, it really is a thing that you're kind of doing yourself. How are we looking? A dread of 80. We are a fearsome child. Right, so that's our dread maxed out. Yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely right that there is a sort of combo decision formula that kicks in. I just could have sworn I remember seeing one of the devs say something like, essentially, it might not even be it's hard coded in. It might even just be that in normal circumstances, at that point, the formula threshold is always going to play in your favor. Right, we need to get rid of these 3. Well, no, we're keeping some of these, aren't we? Because we want to build our gold mines. We want the gold mines of Mali. So actually, what we're getting rid of here is down here. It's time to finally get rid of some of our other territories. Which is problematic when we're about to fight a civil war. Ah, no, hang on. So we can give that away. We might have to temporarily give away some of the gold mine territory. But we'll get it back. Because what I don't want to do is give away stuff that's giving us vassal levies at the moment. Given that we are almost certainly about to be in a civil war. So maybe we have to give them away to old people who can't have kids, and then we'll inherit them back. Give me old people. Damn, my nephew's decent. That's future husband material. So you already have land, don't you? Yeah, you've got too many titles already. So actually what we want is... we want them to be... not a ruler. We want Bori houses because we want the conversion. And we want to sort by age. You'll do. Dakan we don't want anyway. So actually I'm going to give it to you. Essentially, Niani, where are the other gold mines? The other gold mines are Bure and... is it Kankan? Can't remember. Round here, so. So that drops us to 7. I think we kind of want to hold on to Niani. I mean, maybe we get rid of... yeah, we never devved this up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give that to our mother. Do you want to convert, Mummy? Yes, we will do that. Grant titles. And that is a duchy, part of one of the duchies we hold, which is forcing us over our duchy limit, which we want to get rid of anyway. I'm pretty certain that's it. Or did we give that duchy away? What part of that duchy is that? Duchy of Igboland. No, so it's not actually one that we hold. That's fine then. We've never created it. It's one of the ones we could create. Björ, Bambuk and Niani, that's it. So Björ, Niani and Bambuk we don't control yet, I don't think. It's over there. So those are the three we're going to control. We might not even control Bambuk. We might give that to someone. But I think we'll keep hold of Niani because that will sort us for cash when we need to. Right, how are we looking now in faction terms? There we go. Sorted. Maxing our dread was enough to sort it out. Okay, I'm slightly less panicked now. Who are you? No? So that was an interesting discovery then, that we can essentially war for kingdom twice, because Holy War and General Kingdom Declaration War count as two different things. So the other interesting thing is, given how young we're going to be when we're in charge here, I think we can reasonably push for both strengthened bloodline and, well, for consecrate bloodline. Because we should, with a bit of effort, be able to get religious icon. We can get a dynasty legacy trait, so we might want to go... Do we want to go straight for Convergent Blood, or do we actually want to go for House of Warriors first? Because I don't think there's necessarily anything else that's going to be of enormous use to us. I mean, arguably assertive rulers might be because of the vassal limit boost, but we're probably going to create kingdoms anyway. I kind of feel like actually getting at least Convergent Blood is probably really useful for us. And then maybe we flip to House of Warriors. I think with Yaba we're going to be good enough that we can not marry. Or marry old and infertile for the learning boost. I mean, the thing is, we don't necessarily want to have a huge empire, but we're going to have a huge empire because we need to convert all of this. But the other thing is, we don't need to control it. So part of my kind of plan is we essentially consolidate the empire of Mali, and then we do conquer a lot of stuff, but then we release it once we've religiously converted it, or once we put people on the throne who are going to religiously convert it. It kind of depends on whether we want to go for the decision to unite Africa. But because of our religious traits, like if we can set up reasonably powerful kingdoms that are reasonably loyal, we're going to be alright for spread, because we've got warmonger. So members of our faith are going to independently war for places anyway. I think realistically what we want to do for her, and we should start getting on it now, is try and mop up all of this. We want her to be Empress of Mali. I think that's realistically what we want, is we want to make sure she can be Empress of Mali. Now, in terms of conquests, that means we need to get our conquest game on pretty much straight away. But we should focus on forming the Kingdom of Mali first. And getting our gold mines going. So we only need 3 more to create Mali as a kingdom. I mean, this might be the point. No, we don't go for her yet. But we could... Yoruba Land's still surprisingly strong, although he's a bit fucked at the moment. Yara's part of the Empire, but not... The problem with Yoruba Land is obviously the spread. Like, there's a lot of geography to cover to do that. I will mop you up. I think we just want to be mopping up little bits for now. Basically, we want stuff where we can still be revenue positive. Feel free to fuck off from there. Thank you. Oh, we got stewardship boost, nice. Let's do that and see if we can snipe that force. And have we got any siege people we can put in charge? Yes, but he's in charge of the other army, so... No, he's not. Is he leading his own army somewhere? It's annoying. Hello! Right, they are blatantly going to try and come back and go for that again, because they're idiots. Yeah, goodbye. Go away. With luck, yeah, they're going to suicide in, so that's nice. We'll do that. Definitely don't want to be dying. Can we actually get a good physician for once, please? Oh, we need a good physician. I'm guessing we don't have anyone at court already. We're not that lucky. We are not that lucky. Does anyone want to marry you who is a physician? You, sir, are not a physician. There's no renowns. The only person who showed up under the regular physicians is this guy. He might go for it. Yeah, he would. Come on over, join my court. No, I clicked off of him. Where are you? Congrats, you're now my court position. Do no more than it's necessary. There goes wounded. We should be alright now, we're just ill. I'm incredibly impressed by one of the household champions. I was finally introduced to him face to face, and I am no less impressed now. I remember his words for the rest of my life. Ooh, we could be diligent. Oh man, these are all good traits. So we can get diligent for the stewardship and learning boost, which would be really useful. Gives us developed capital as well. Or we go patient, which is going to give us the learning and the opinion boosts and the hostile scheme resistance. I don't think we're going to need that, because I think we're going to get prestiged up so good. I think we always go diligent. Diligent is just so bloody lovely as a trait. She's 9 years old. She's 9 years old and we already have a stewardship of 16. A learning of 19. You are 100% getting ransomed because we've already got the things. That's just free gold. The moment that siege falls. Oh, I got the reform. We reformed early. So the first thing we pushed for with this was reforming the religion. Just to get those boosts in for conversion early. Because I figured the conversion is going to be harder than the conquest. Also, we absolutely lucked out in the fact that our mother took pedagogy. Right, is there anyone else we want to ransom here before we... do this? We can grant some vassals to the rightful liege. We don't want to grant our mother. But they're both manding ones. Does that mean someone else is holding that title? Yeah, see, we want that off of her, so she ain't getting no titles off of me. If anything, I want that title for myself. Yeah, that was my thinking on it, was very much that the sooner we could build a religion that was focused on converting, the better, and the sooner we could get people converting to it. So I think we're not doing badly in religious spread. I mean, if you look at Bori, like, everything over that way is now converted. Because we've been ruthlessly giving our vassals to Bori stuff, so that needs converting. But we're actually almost at the point where there's literally nothing in our kingdom that we can convert. So I think we're on curve for that. In fact, she's not converting again. Chat, you need to tell me when my priest isn't converting. Also, let's get some cultural promotion going on. We're going to want cultural promotion in Narni, please. And give me control boost in Narni. Yeah, that's exactly it. It means we're not getting all of the kind of the massive revolt risk problems. More ransoming. Even that 10 gold helps. We've got gold mines to build. Next. We really need that back in our empire. I wonder if we can murder our way to it. No, we're not close enough in the succession. But he is Boru, isn't he? Yeah, he's Bori already, so I'm kind of alright with him. Hopefully he goes off and conquers some stuff and we'll come back for him later. Oh, I inherited a war. I mean, sure. Excuse me while I siege down your capital. So we could create Songhai. It's probably a good idea just because of the early prestige boosts. Because our vassals have been quietly conquering this stuff as well. If we can get hold of that, laughing. We will negotiate an alliance with our mother because we might get that back. She's not going to have any more kids. Ooh, isn't Bure one of the ones we want? Actually, she's old and ancient. Didn't we deliver it, give it to someone? No, we didn't. Bure's one of our gold mine sites, isn't it? I'll take the claim. Because we'll get that back when we get to our thing. Yeah, that's what we did. So our religious... So when we reformed, we went mendicant preachers, because it gives you the county conversion speed plus 33. And you get the additional bonuses on completion of pilgrimages. We took ritual celebrations because it means you get piety from feasts. And the more piety we can do, the more holy wars we can do. And we got warmonger, because obviously it then just means you can just keep hitting stuff next to stuff. So the religious reform is hyper optimized for doing this, basically, which is kind of what you want. So Jowl will give away because we'll take back Bure. I mean, I'm still in two minds as to whether we culture flip. Because one thing we could do is briefly culture flip out of Hausa to go for going feudal. And then flip back to Hausa by Hausa educating our heir or similar. So we'd essentially move capital to somewhere like Andalusia, convert to Andalusian, go feudal, then our heir would be the person who would culture flip back. Not least because that would instantly allow us to found a holy order, which is going to be absolutely critical to us defending territory later on. 45 supply, that should be enough to reduce that, which I suspect... Actually, if we go there... Don't know who you are, but I'm going to murder you, and that siege should go relatively quickly now. I'd quite like to avoid marrying if we can, and just go with the... Let's try and use this as an opportunity to breed some traits into the line. So, how old are we? How are we doing? We are 11. We are getting there. See, I want him dead. Although we could beat him in a war. We could beat him in a war. We don't need control of that, so that can get given to someone who's borrow, so that they can start converting it. Trying to bias towards women when we can, because that's what we kind of want to do. So there we go. Yeah, it just gives us a bit of an end game, a sneaky boost around the issue of because we are so far back in tech. I mean, the nice thing is that as long as we can maintain a reasonable level of stewardship, we're not going to need the to really boost stewardship for income, because we're going to have the gold mines. Because I think that is our next thing, is let's just get enough money to build the gold mines. And then we will hyper boost this whole duchy for cash. How do your troops drop from 11,000 to 8,000 attrition from war? Bit of a combo of attrition. The fact that I'm not as... the fact I'm an 11-year-old doesn't help. Because obviously it's then meaning that I'm not getting... My vassals aren't liking me as much, so they're not committing as many troops to me as they should. So it's a sort of combo of things. So realistically, my natural troop level should this. So you can see that I'm... If it wasn't... The attrition has taken me down from 9,000 to 8,000. But realistically, what I should find from more levies and everything once I get back up to being of age and liked and feared properly again, is that should go back up to about 13,000. Oh, nice. Have fun, Clan William. Enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. So I think one of the things we might want to do is, because I'm kind of reluctant to declare a kingdom war for that, because I think it's only a couple of duchies and we could do it in a couple of duchy wars. Yeah, it is. It's only 2. So we probably want to do duchy wars for that territory. and save our kingdom war for something bigger. Like, we want to keep an eye out for a kingdom war that's in range. We could, for example, we could potentially go for a kingdom war up this way. If we just gradually crept up, we should do that, actually, frankly, to be honest. Is we should be creeping up through here, so we've at least got contact up this way. Oh yeah, no, that I completely agree with Chile on that. Like, it's the same as EU4. I mean, I don't play EU4 a lot on stream, but same with EU4 and this is every time I play this, like even just like CK3 Nerd earlier talking about the how the stewardship rules work on when the 5 point every 5 stewardship being the tick up where you get things. Like every time you learn something new. It's why I'm really, really looking forward to the culture changes that come as well with the new patch. Because I think that's going to, as I say, when that lands, we will do an Arthurian run. So we will start in Brittany and we'll look to Romano-British culture. The Isles, which would be amazing. Right, so do we continue to mop up tiny ones, or we should probably do a war with Yoruba now. Like, we can take his allies and it will give us almost enough to form Mali, I think. We're at 6. And that's 2. So if, for example, we went to war for Conquer Duchy, and we went for whatever the hell that is. What is that? Chieftain of Gangran, which is part of the Duchy of Bambouk. So if we declared on him for Bambouk, yeah, because they boost holding income. So this is going to be back to what I was saying about think about what duchies you keep hold of and min-max them. So we will keep that duchy and we will max it for revenue generation because it gives a boost to holding taxes and everything else. So we will massively boost that for gold income, and we will probably sacrifice one of the ones we were keeping back in Hausa Land for the same reason. Might even consider in the long term moving our capital there. Maybe. Depends really what we're going to do, because remembering that we've got to conquer all of this. The other option is we start creeping up here, because we might want a capital up here in Alexandria, given that we've got to hold it anyway. Yeah, special buildings are great. I don't know if there's a decent list out there of special buildings and where they are, but they are absolutely worth going for. Right, so we're going to need to be illustrious to do that, which isn't that hard for us to hit because we're not that far off. So actually maybe what we want to do is just war for that first. Because everyone hates Bordeaux. So let's just do the Conquer County, and let's go for whatever the hell that one is, which I should probably have looked at before we did it. What is that actual chieftain? Sibi. Sibi. Right, he's probably going to siege down our lower kingdoms, but that's fine. Oh, shit, yes. Ambitious. We're going to get ambitious. Nice. I mean, sadistic is good, but ambitious. Right, you go siege that. You go siege that. And you go chill down. Yeah, we've got to be very careful of stress now, basically. Because we are going to get some serious stress hits. Because diligent and ambitious is a stress-meister combination. One of the things we might want to do, given that we're learning focus, is we may go for the health boosts early on. And take the stuff that gives us the extra stress relief boost. Like, to be honest, if I didn't already have the achievement for it, 90% certain, because of genius and because we're picking up this, you could, with this character, we could do the whole unlock every single perk for a thing. We could quite easily get all of the learning perks. Quite easily. Alright, there are armies up there, so let's go... Right, you lot go... Siege Jene down. And you can be our attacking force. Do I directly control that province? I really shouldn't. Yep, that's perfect. That gives us athletic, which is what I was hoping for. Yeah, I think I got it doing the learning lifestyle, because as you say, it's just because you get the health boosts. Like, I don't even know why you try and do it with a different one. It's like, it's just really easy to do. Right, we might as well chase them back and try and grab something. Aim for that. How are we looking on supply? Yeah, we're alright, we're well supplied. Because I don't think that siege isn't going to be enough to win the war. Right, half of you chase that dude down. Half you go for them. Oh, we missed the boats. They're going to go all the way around, aren't they? Right, let's sort this out. Jene has fallen, so you can be an attack force up that way. You're not going to get there in time, so you might as well carry on sieging down there. We just have to watch out for being sniped over here. Let's drop that speed down a bit. We need to give you a better commander. Need to do some more faith conversion. Actually, no. Faith convert in Niani. Because the other guy's Chancellor can do that one. You are fighting people down there, which is fine, because you are going to win that. Oh, that's nice. Free gold. Not going to argue. So that's illustrious, so we can now do the Duchy War next time. I will take the prestige, please. Balanced. Drylands, I'm surprised by that. Yeah, that's a bit better. Oh, EU4 is actually my most played Paradox game. I am 4K hours in EU4. Do join the Discord. It's just !Discord. We've got a PDX help channel, and as I've been saying before, we're trying to do a few more kind of CK3 multiplayers, because there's a bunch of CK3 players. I don't normally stream it, but we play it a fair bit. Yeah, but it's like literally the only game you play, Mad, and you always do the same thing, which is try and conquer the world. So it's like, well, where's the fun? But yeah, so do join the Discord, because any questions where you're trying to learn how mechanics work, you will get a friendly community that will absolutely answer it. But also, yeah, we do sort of co-op-ish multiplayers. I'll probably be doing Stellaris after stream today, just to chill out a bit. Because I'm running a Battlefield tour later, so I've got to have the headphones on again when I do that. To be honest, Vicky 3 will be the other one that I'll probably stream, because I was a massive Vicky 2 fan. Right, well, he'll be decent at the Marshal. Go for it. A feast for the senses. Being at a feast is a flood of impressions. People are talking, the smell of all kinds. The food fills my head, and those beautiful clothes, plates and decorations. Oh, we can be gregarious. Oh man, this ruler. They're coming back, so let's make friends with them. Oh, we're at 100 anyway. Let's just piece this out. Hoi 4 is good fun, so I play a lot of Hoi 4 off stream. The thing with Hoi 4 is it's a very different type of game. I might as well ransom all of these. I tend to enjoy playing Hoi 4 alt history as well. Like, it's never worth playing with the historical focuses on. It's far more fun to play with the historical focuses off and see what happens. And sometimes with Hoi 4 you just have to accept that games are just lost the moment they start. This is going to give us our gold mine money. Slave raids and the resultant human trafficking that they begin are often brutal facts of life for those in or near the Sahel. Halt this barbarism. Stellaris, I think, has the most fully fleshed out stories of them as well. If you've not got the if you've not got the DLC that adds archaeology, make sure you get the DLC that adds archaeology. Because archaeology sites are my favourite thing in that game. So as you can see with the, we've gradually our vassals have been taking all the other territory around here, which is why the religious tenets we took are so useful. Because they are gradually colonising stuff out for us. How close are we? We're 14. I mean, come on. We are insanely good. I would say that if you're gonna play multiple Paradox titles and you don't already own a bunch of the DLCs, the Paradox subscription model is absolutely perfect and well worth doing. If you already own a chunk of them, you're better off just kind of watching them to come on when they come cheap on things. The other thing to always remember with multiplayer, and this is why we always do multiplayer on Discord and we do newbie friendly sessions on these games, is that if you play multiplayer, you always get the DLCs of the host, regardless of whether you have them or not. So multiplayer is a great way to try out all of the different kind of DLCs that you may or may not have, as long as the host has got them. And frankly, whether it's me or one of our others hosting, we normally have all of the DLCs. I'll ransom her even though we don't get full money for it. So Fazan is looking reasonably conquerable. So we're doing alright. We might as well work off some stress. We should do another meet the peers. Although we need to be a bit careful about stress gain on it. So like that one, for example, I'd rather take the opinion and lose the bit of prestige, because we're doing well on prestige anyway. Don't really care about secrets, so I'll take the opinion boost. Oh, get another stewardship boost potentially. 90% chance. Yeah, please. Absolute filth. Absolute filth. Yeah, she's 14 and she's got 23 learning. And she's not even picked up her learning boost trait yet. I'm reasonably certain now we're not going to marry. I think we go down the, given that we reformed the faith, so it's not a sin if for female adultery, precisely so we could do this. I think we just don't marry. We should be conquering lots of smaller territories though while we can. I do think maybe we want to be creeping up this way. I think our heir for her, we may well want her heir to be the one where we culture flip. And then flip back. Because with her, we're easily going to hit. Like, distinguished is piece of piss. She can flip absolute, not a problem. Like, she'll easily be able to do the tribal and absolute and hold it. Because she's going to be a living legend. She's 14 and she's already illustrious. I think we want to start creeping up here. I mean, she's probably going to win that war for us if we're lucky. Maybe not, but you never know. So Kingdom of Mali. So that bit counts as Kingdom of Mali as well. Surprising amount of allies, but we could take him. When she dies, we're lunging for a lot of that. I mean, yeah, stay as long as you take my religion. Oh, ice cream van time. I think we might as well keep nibbling counties. Because it's all prestige, and it's all extra territory. I'm going to do a martial challenge against my bully. Oh, look at that. We won. Really need onagers. We can probably ransom people here. No, they can't afford the ransoms, so. Could well be. He's based off of Markhouse Road. $15. We're going to be exalted among men by the time we're 20. I'm telling you now. You need to do some more culture conversion. You're going to want Bure. For the gold mines. Are they going to suicide? Yeah, they're going to suicide. Fair enough. Go for it, lads. Any gold is better than no gold. So that falling will be enough. I kind of think maybe we should flip to Onagers. Sorted. What did we just conquer? That one. Give that away to someone who will hopefully religiously convert it. My niece can have that. Coming of age! With the help of Sarkina Gadiyaba, I have completed my studies of scholarship. Even if the highest aspects of the subject elude me, I live up to everyone's expectations and learn more than most. As I take my first steps into adulthood, I find myself reminiscing about some of the people who have made an impact on the woman I have become. The friendship I shared with Fatima meant a lot to me when we were both young, and to still have her by my side means a lot. So, Grand Magaya Yaba of Hausa Land at 16. She is diligent, ambitious, gregarious, an astute intellectual. A genius, an athletic. 17, 13, 18, 12 and 27. And she is already well on the way to exalted among men. Reasonably wealthy and coming together well. We can host feast and hall a call of hunt, which we probably want to do. Our gold mines are building. And we're probably going to want to go carefree before we do anything else, I suspect. For the stress gain relief. I think. We are probably going to want to go down this as well. So we probably take scientific first for the speed of the cultural fascination progress boost. And then push for Care 3, get all of that. And then really we can do what the hell we want. Because we don't really need anything else. We might go Intrigue. But, I mean, she is a beast. Absolute beast. We might want to kill a few more people to get our dread up. But that's not bad, you know. And how close are we to the Kingdom of Mali? So we need 2 more for the Kingdom of Mali, which is fine. I think technically we could get that off of Loma. I think those 2 are both Mali. It might be that one and that one though, which is annoying. In EU4, my rule on EU4 is I only build buildings if they're going to deliver more than plus 0.2 when you look at it. So I will go marketplaces when they any building where it gives plus 0.2, so in the tax terms, or if it's more than 10 in kind of rating when you're looking at it on like boosting trade. But I tend to maximize my trade nodes. Trade is one of my kind of game styles. So you really just want to be focusing trade boosts on places where you can. But generally speaking, unless you're going to get sort of a double digit, I don't bother. Because otherwise you're just never going to make it back. Yeah, so basically as Maddox says, 0.1 or higher. When you've got tons of cash, you might as well just spam them out everywhere, but until then there's no point. You're better uses for your money. Yeah, if you're going for like, if you're blobbing, it's just, there's really no point in building most buildings because you're just going to just generally make enough money. If you're trying to remain relatively small, it's worth it. So in EU4 terms, like if you're playing as Lubeck and controlling this, you want strategically placed marketplaces everywhere where you need a trade boost and stuff like that. But I mean, otherwise you just don't bother.